Isn't she? Lauren is the one that introduced Nip to Diddy. Diddy couldn't even get to Nip, even though he had ties in L.A. It was Lauren that brought Nip to him. These women are used as pawns to move people around, to line people up.
So he also had this where they're looking at each other, and then you see people even commented like, whoa, Nipsey's watching. So Media Takeout, of course, they picked this up and it said, Diddy rumored to be dating Nipsey Hussle's widow, Lauren London.
You aside?
Somebody pulled me aside, Puff.
Really?
Puff pulled me aside and was like, look, bud, you have showed everybody what it looks like to hold a man down and to love him. Now show them what it looks like when it all crumbles.
It's official. You know, my brother is putting out the album Victory Lap. Yeah. It's the All-Star Weekend here in LA. Yeah. Love is back in the air. Yeah. All that. The music is in a certain pocket.
So Jaguar Wright just came for Lauren London, and she's claiming that Lauren was used as a honeypot to set up Nipsey Hussle. Rumors have been flying for a minute that Lauren was planted in Nip's life to pull him into Diddy's orbit. And now that Lauren was named in Diddy's trial, fans are connecting the dots and bringing up a bunch of old receipts about Lauren's secret meetings with Diddy around the time Nipsey passed. Meanwhile, Jaguar had already accused Lauren years ago of knowing way more than she let on about Nipsey's death, accusing both her and Snoop Dogg of playing a role in the alleged setup. And then there's the whole Cassie connection back. When Cassie was dating, Diddy, Lauren was right there acting like Cassie's bestie, but the second Cassie broke free and exposed all that trauma she went through, Lauren went silent. Even after that hotel video of Diddy attacking Cassie, Lauren didn't say a word of support for a woman she once called her sister. But it gets even crazier after Nipsey passed. Lauren didn't distance herself from Diddy. In fact, she got closer, and they even sparked dating rumors at one point. And now with Jaguar turning up the heat again, people are taking a hard look at Lauren's relationship with Diddy and what it might mean in the bigger picture of Nipsey's death. This rabbit hole runs deep, so let's dive straight.
Lauren, why are you so quiet, Missy? Everybody be so Lauren London. She's this, she's that, she's ever since Snip. What about you, mamas? Because you was best friends. You and Cassie was like this. You were best friends. Because ever since Cassie opened up her mouth about Diddy, y'all ain't Lauren London ain't say not a damn thing. She been quiet ever since.
Lawrence is the one who introduced Nip to him. But even though he had ties in LA, he couldn't even get Nip to him. Then, you see, people even commented, "Whoa, Nipsey's watching." Naturally, the media picked this up and it said, Diddy is rumored to be dating Nipsey Hussle's widow, Lauren London. Pull you aside. And someone pulled me aside. They said, look, Bug, you've shown everyone what it looks like to hold a man down and to love him. Now show them what it looks like when everything falls apart. I laughed. My brother is officially releasing the CD Victory Lap. However, the record was mostly done by the time Dylan arrived to ostensibly assist Nipsey. Nip even said he only wanted Dylan to offer some criticism, but Dylan persuaded him that the project required more work.
Puff, I brought the album to Puff when it was pretty much done. Just got his feedback, played it top to bottom, just wanted to see what he thought. He was like, it's room on these records to continue to produce.
What's also weird is that Diddy dragged out the process and delayed the album's release. And some people think it's because Daisy wanted his label's name on it. Bad Boy Records wasn't doing well at the time, so Daisy allegedly saw Nipsey as a way to revive the label. By the way, this was also around the time that Casey was being forced into those FOs with the Daisy, and guess who was always by her side back then? Lauren London. Casey and Lauren were acting like best friends, and even worked together on brand campaigns for Daisy's businesses. Now we'll go back to Lauren in a moment, but let's talk about Meaww and Daisy first. The behind-the-scenes footage that surfaced during their collaborations raised a lot of eyebrows because it wasn't studio sessions, but rather bedrooms, bottles, and general strange energy.
He's bored. If he ain't got nothing to do, he's trying to draw up controversy because he's starting the new Making the Band series again. I don't know what the case. But today, he decided to do a post and delete, and he alluded or tried to make it seem as though him and Miss Lauren had something going on.
Now, let's go back to March 31, 2019, the day that Nipsey was shot and killed in front of his Marathon clothing store in Los Angeles. The entire hip-hop community was shocked, and soon after, insiders began to come forward with various theories, attempting to tie the dots. One of the loudest voices was Jaguar Wright, who asserted that Nipsey's death wasn't random at all. Rather, it appeared to be an industry hit, and she even mentioned names that suggested Lauren and Snoop Dogg might have been involved.
Capable of doing what they're saying that you did to Tupac. Why the f would we believe that you were capable of doing it to Nip because he was about to eclipse you?
Dang.
All of your fucking secret meetings with Diddy and y'all fucking knew that they put Lauren on him. All those fucking Diddy parties. All of the support that Snoop has for Honeycomb.
Jaguar even went so far as to claim that Lauren was intentionally put in Nip's life as a spy or a honeypot to monitor him and provide updates.
I'm accusing you now, Lauren. You work with Diddy to line up your baby daddy, just like Khalees. No, Lauren London isn't an only child. She has a sister, and her sister was working for the Honeycomb. Capricorn.
Wasn't Diddy executive producer of Nipsey's album?
Exactly.
However, Jaguar didn't stop with the Lauren claims. She also brought up the entire Dr. Say case. If you're wondering why that matters, here's the background. Meaww was working on a documentary about Dr. Sebi, a healer who claimed to have natural remedies that could cure serious illnesses like cancer and AIDS. There's a theory that Dr. Sebi was removed because his claims posed a threat to Big Pharma. In fact, Meaww himself stated that he thought Dr. Sebi was killed for that reason.
You drop a bar like about Dr. Sebi. Yeah. Like just that one thing they killed Dr. Sebi will make somebody go research who Dr. Sebi is.
100%.
Like that. Why you think they killed him?
Why do they kill all holistic doctors?
Messing up the medical industry.
You short-stopping their grind. Why do niggas kill for hustling in front of a spot? You short-stopping the grind. And they check is billions. You got to get flipped for a couple $100,000. So you playing with some pharmaceutical money, you know? And what's crazy, I'm working on doing a documentary on the trial in 1985 when Dr. Sebi went to trial against New York. Right. Because he put in the newspaper he cured AIDS.
Yeah.
Did he beat the case. And he went to federal court the next day and beat that case on record.
Yep.
And nobody talk about it.
Returning to what Jaguar Wright had been stating, she asserted that Diddy abruptly began acting as his mentor at the same time as Nipsey revealed his intentions to reveal the truth about Dr. Sebi.
And wanted him to stay the fuck away from Dr. Sebi's work. It was a blind corporation that bailed his murderer out of jail.
In a subsequent interview, Jaguar further emphasized her allegations regarding Lauren London, stating that she wasn't merely in Nip's life for love, but rather was there on purpose as part of a larger scheme. According to Jaguar, the entire goal was to bring Nippy close to Dottie and then trap him.
Isn't she? Lauren is the one that introduced Nip. Diddy couldn't even get to Nip, even though he had ties in LA. It was Lauren that brought Nip to him.
Where all the dots to be connected.
These women are used as pawns to move people around, to line people up.
But here's where it gets even stranger. In her interview with Angie Martinez, Lauren revealed that she attended a death seminar to mentally prepare herself for losing someone. Many people found that odd because, sure, we all deal with loss eventually. But the way she said it, when asked about it by Angie, she laughed tensely before responding, and it definitely gave off some strange vibes.
My previous years, I went to a seminar about death.
Okay, you have to tell me. Well, you're
Oh
just
my
telling
God.
me this now.
I know, yeah.
Please share. Why?
I have a friend.
Why were you there? And what did you learn?
I learned that no one really dies, and that, it's just an experience in the physical form, and we're attached to our personalities, but that we're just souls, and that we continue and continue and continue. And if you have a spiritual relationship with someone on earth, you will have one with them when you leave earth. So I did this 2-day seminar on death. So,
And this was how long ago?
I had to be 25.
What sent you there?
Um,
Do you find that weird though?
I'm weird.
No, it's not weird that you would go. It's almost like you were preparing yourself for what you would have to
Well, I
deal
told
with.
you I didn't have such a connection to earth at a young age.
I know, but you don't find that as you were preparing yourself for what you were going to have to deal with.
Well, that we're all gonna have to deal with.
That's true. Point. All right, very good. That was solid.
Regarding Lauren and Cassie's friendship, they were once very close when Cassie was dating Diddy, and you would always see them together. However, after Cassie ended their relationship, Lauren remained cool with Diddy, but not with Cassie, and this is the part that truly has people scratching their heads. They were allegedly best friends for years, but when the video of Diddy viciously assaulting Cassie in a hotel surfaced, Lauren remained utterly silent once more. To make matters even more suspicious, Lauren even thanked Diddy for giving her the confidence to speak at Nip's funeral. She told Angie Martinez that she didn't intend to speak at the service, but Diddy pulled her aside and forced her to do so.
And I do remember because I wasn't there at Nip's service. I watched that on TV. And you came out with your kids, and I don't know if everybody, when you came out, everybody was like, because everybody had been feeling for you so strongly, and you seemed, I don't know, just so regal and so. Did you feel that way? You looked so put together and strong.
I just felt like it was surreal. And I felt like I can honestly say God was carrying me through that. That wasn't me, that was all God. Because there was no way, I didn't even want to get dressed. I was gonna wear sweats.
Were you really? Did somebody?
I'm not getting. Yeah.
Did somebody pull you aside?
Somebody pulled me aside. Puff.
Really?
Puff pulled me aside and was like, "Look, bud, you have showed everybody what it looks like to hold a man down and to love him. Now show them what it looks like when it all crumbles. That's your responsibility." I hope he doesn't mind me sharing that. But Puff was more, he's like a real brother.
He's been through a lot of loss too.
Right? So he was like, show up. Because he heard, I don't know who told Puff I was.
Somebody called Puff. Somebody called Puff. Somebody in your family, on your team called Puff. Talk to Lauren.
Because I was like, I'm wearing whatever. I'm not supposed to this down. I was giving that. And so he was like, no, show up. Show up with your head up.
However, for someone who constantly talks about being very spiritual, it seems strange that Lauren would remain so close to someone like Diddy. Here's another strange thing. Laura told Angie that Diddy called her Boog, but it turns out that was Diddy's nickname for Laura and something very personal they had in common. Why would Diddy use that exact nickname? Although there is no official record of when Laura and Diddy first met. They were working together as early as 2007, the year Casey was introduced to Diddy, and they began dating soon after. Therefore, technically, Laura was already in Diddy's inner circle before both of them entered the picture, which has led some people to theorize that perhaps Lauren was one of Diddy's paid co-workers at the time. To be fair, all of is conjecture, but it's difficult to overlook the trends. Lauren was always around Diddy and Cassie back in the day wearing white nails, and when Cassie filed her lawsuit and all those receipts dropped, Lauren stayed silent. And now that multiple people have testified in court saying they saw Diddy put his hands on Cassie in front of others, it's even harder to believe that Lauren never saw anything. And then there's the fact that during her testimony, Cassie named Capricorn Clark, who just so happens to be one of Lauren's close friends, and Cassie said Capricorn knew exactly what Diddy was doing. See, Capricorn was working as Diddy's assistant at the time, so if she knew what was going on, it's hard to believe that Lauren didn't know too. And while Capricorn eventually spoke out against Diddy, even calling him the devil, Lauren still said nothing but wait. There's more less than a year after Nipsey passed, rumors started flying that Diddy and Lauren were dating. It all kicked off when Diddy posted these black and white photos showing him with Lauren at Roc Nation's Prege's brunch. Now, Lauren later seemingly denied these rumors, posting a message that read, "I'm all love and peace, but never forget I'm a woman in grief, and I don't play about my family, my character, and code." However, those rumors continued to surface, particularly after some industry insiders began to hint at the rumored relationship between Lauren and Dodie. Then, Kodak Black did much more than just hint. In an interview with DJ Academics, he stated outright that Dodie was crushing Lauren a year after Nipsey's passing. So at the end of the day, you can't ignore how crazy and tangled the story around Nipsey's murder really is. Lauren didn't just show up out of nowhere. Long before she and Nipsey got together in 2013, she was already working closely with Diddy and then got even closer to him when Cassie joined the picture. That's over 10 years of connection. Maybe even deeper stuff behind the scenes that never made the news. And then there's the fact that Nipsey himself said Lauren was the one who introduced him to Diddy. Fast forward to Nipsey's last days, he was working with Diddy on his final album, while also planning to go after Big Pharma with that Dr. C documentary. So when you add in everything we've heard about Diddy over the past 2 years, the lawsuit, the raids, the rumor about a blackmail operation he was running for his bosses, it makes you rethink everyone involved in this story now. As for Lauren, fans are wondering why she's still refusing to say anything about Cassie and Diddy's case, especially since they were so close for so long. Also, why did Lauren think it was a good idea to introduce Nipsey to Diddy in the first place? To be clear, there's no solid proof that Lauren set Nipsey up or that Diddy was involved in his death. But in the court of public opinion, people still have their doubts. And now that Lauren's name actually popped up in court, those old rumors are coming back stronger than ever. Someone on X wrote, "Y'all know Diddy sent Lauren London to Nip, and that's who got him. Killed, but y'all not ready for that combo." And someone else said, "If this Laura London and Diddy ish is real, I'm going to lose faith in everything." What do you think about all of this, though? Were Lauren and Danny once more than just friends? Why do you think Lauren kept quiet about Cassie and Danny? Most importantly, do you think there's any truth to the theory that Lauren was set up as a honeypot to trap Nipsey, and that Daisy was involved in Nipsey's demise? Share your thoughts in the comments section below, and then watch this next video.